Welcome to Lameness Locator Training Module 2, Navigating the Software and Data Collection. There are a couple of things I'd like to point out that you will find on your desktop of the tablet PC. The Lameness Locator icon is what you will select to launch your Lameness Locator software. You will also find 3 user manuals in PDF format. The 2011 user manual is the full comprehensive training manual that covers everything from care and use of the sensors, instrumenting the horse, getting into the software, collecting data, interpreting the reports, etc. The Quick Start Guide is just that. It is a quick tutorial on turning the sensors on and off, instrumenting the horse, and setting up a collection. And the appendix is a compilation of various examples of lamenesses with step-by-step report interpretations, and is really an expansion tutorial, if you will, on the main user manual. The tablet is a touchscreen. It is operated with a pen stylus or a digitizer, which is stored in the upper right-hand corner of the computer. To activate the keyboard by default is stored over on the left-hand side. And so by hovering your pen stylus over in this area, you will see this gray tab that pops out, and you can just tap it, and your on-screen keyboard will be displayed. Most people will elect to use it like a traditional keyboard and type. However, you may also wish to use the handwriting recognition tool, which will actually learn to recognize your handwriting over time and works fairly well. And some have found that it's a more efficient and expedient way of entering information. It's really your user preference. Also, if you go to the Start menu here and navigate to Motion Dashboard, there are a couple of things here to point out. The pen and tablet, out of the box, a good thing to do is to calibrate the digitizer. And this is a simple, quick exercise that will increase the sensitivity of your digitizer or your pen. And also display, you can set the brightness of your screen, and if you happen to be outside and you feel that the visibility is not what it should be, just go into display and check that the brightness is turned all the way up. You can set it at dynamic, which should adjust based on the environment with which you're working in, or you can set it at fixed if you prefer to always have it at a constant level. Setting it at maximum brightness will use your battery a little more quickly, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so to begin utilizing Lameness Locator, you're going to double-click on the Lameness Locator icon. You must always choose Yes when prompted to allow the program. A user account control window will open. Select Yes, and the splash screen will then load, and the user interface homepage will appear. The homepage of Lameness Locator has 8 primary aspects. There are 3 drop-down menus across the top of the screen. The first drop-down on the upper left of the screen is the sensor group. If you have more than one set of sensors, you must choose the set of sensors with which you are working from the list. If you are using both sets at one time on 2 different horses and toggling back and forth, it is important to remember to change the set of sensors you are working with when switching from horse to horse. The second drop-down menu in the top middle of the page is the Current Horse drop-down menu. As you continue to add horses to your database, they will be listed here. It is important to remember that whatever horse is displayed in this window is the horse that data will be collected under. Adding horses to the database will be discussed shortly. The third drop-down menu at the upper right of the screen is the Actions drop-down menu. The default selection is Manage Owners and Horses. This is the most commonly used and will allow you to add new horses and owners, view previously generated reports, etc. Other options in this drop-down menu are the Add New Horse function, which will allow you to add a new horse whose owner is already in the database. Analyze trial data, which will allow you to view previously generated reports or rerun analyses on whatever horse you choose from the current horse drop-down menu. Archive data for export allows you to back up your lameness locator data, which is very important to do on a regular basis, and to also store it in another location. Instructions for backing up your data are on the last page of the user manual. And lastly, About Lameness Locator simply informs the user of what version of software is currently installed. In the upper right corner, next to the Actions drop-down menu, is the green Go button. This acts like an Enter button for particular selections. Below the current sensor group is the Connect to Sensors button. This allows connection and disconnection from the sensors. Next to this is a message box which displays information regarding the sensors as they are connecting or disconnecting. So for instance, if you were having trouble with a particular sensor, it was not connecting, and perhaps it was not turned on, that particular sensor would be displayed here as asking if the sensor is turned on. Below the Connect to Sensors button are three icons: Start, Pause, and Stop, and these are used to begin, pause, and stop data collection. Below this are three fields. The first is related to the head sensor, the second is related to the right front sensor, and the third is related to the pelvic sensor. Live raw data collection from each sensor will stream here